Alright, so yeah, I'm recording now. What about you?
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, this is pretty fucking hard in the opening statement. What I have written down right now is
Just get it out.
welcome to the Breathe Easy podcast, where I talk about anything and anything to get my opinion out of the way so I can breathe a little bit easier. My name is Jeremy, and today I'll be joined by my friend David Barkus. David, say hello.
Uh-oh. Hi. Dude, what a way to start.
Hello. Hello. Oh my god.
We're gonna edit that out.
Yeah, we're gonna edit that. More likely, we're not gonna edit anything out. But
Yeah.
okay, so I have everything written in notes right now, like who I am, why I want to start the podcast, what your podcast will be. Well, this is what I have written down. What the podcast will be about. Talk about random shit, really, uncut, make cuts. Segments, talk about pop culture, give it life advice, current events, talk about points on things or whatever.
Yeah.
So Davis, you want to start us out on something?
Not really. You go first.
Not really. Okay, so who I am. This is gonna be really like by the book, I guess. Who I am, fucking post college grad, working normal ass 9 to 5. Really fucking boring. Rather wanted to start the podcast to really add more spice, I guess, to life. Cause
Yeah, open your horizons.
yeah, exactly. Cause right now, for people who listen, or you know, if I have any listeners at all right now, I stream, I watch my dog, I go to work and repeat. Right.
Yep.
And I feel like doing a podcast to just talk about anything and anything really just is an outlet for myself. I don't know about you, David, but you know.
Yeah, I thought it'd just be fun.
Yeah, it'd be fun. And especially for me, there's a lot of people that I know that don't have the same interests as me. And like for me, Shirley, my girlfriend, doesn't really care about what I have to say. She doesn't care what I have to say, and she, at the end of the day, she's like, "Okay, shut up," or she'd be like, "All right, whatever," you know. And then the day moves on, and so I'm like, "Okay, I really don't get my fucking ideas out." So, starting the podcast where I can talk about anything, and you know, whoever listens will at least find enjoyment, or at least find someone who likes. Okay, yeah, so right now, my fucking Audacity just like stopped running at the 2-minute and 40-second mark. But if I hit record again, it just starts recording again. In the same track, so...
Did you like accidentally hit a button? Or like spacebar?
No, I was just leaving it running. But I don't know if it caps at 2 minutes and 40 seconds, so... You know, whatever.
It shouldn't.
Hopefully not. But, where the hell was I? I don't even fucking remember.
Do you want to just continue and just see?
Yeah, we can just talk about random shit and see if my audio track stops at another 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Hopefully it fucking doesn't, but I don't even know where was I. Where was I talking about?
Just why you're starting the podcast, really?
Why I'm starting the podcast. So essentially just talk about stuff that I usually wouldn't be able to talk about in my normal daily life, I guess. Because clearly nobody fucking wants to listen to me.
That's not true. Come on, you're selling yourself.
Fuck you.
I can see why Shirley wouldn't want to do something like this. It's probably just not something for her. You're just putting yourself out there.
I guess. Out there for criticism, out there for whatever, but... Okay, talk about pop culture, give a life advice. That's if we fucking have advice about life. Current events and yada yada yada. Okay, so what's the first thing you wanted to talk about, David? What are some of the things that you looked up to talk about? Infinity War, working out.
Yeah, I'm be honest. When you sent me that, I was at the gym, so I didn't really look at anything. I'm like, I'll figure it out,
really?
But yeah, when it comes time for it, you can't really think of anything.
You can shoot it off wildly, impromptu, right?
I guess.
So Infinity War, which is by this time of this recording, it's probably been out for at least a month.
Yeah,
right? It came out in
over a month.
April 27th, I believe, was the day. So obviously I already know what you think.
Yeah, spoilers.
Spoilers for those who haven't watched Infinity War within the last month.
I mean,
okay.
If you haven't, shame on you.
Shame on you. So what overall, what would you give the movie?
I think it was probably one of the best Marvel movies. Hands down. Definitely the strongest villain. Like, I don't know why people were giving Eric Killmonger so much credit. But the second Avengers Infinity War came out, it's like, nope. See ya, you ain't that good.
It, like, for me, like, going back to Black Panther, it was like Killmonger obviously was a good villain, quote unquote good by critics or other people who watched the movie. But I felt like they didn't really elaborate on Killmonger. All they did was his dad died, and that was it. That was it. There was no character development. You didn't get to know who the villains were. Granted, you don't know the villains and their motives and who they are as a person for any of the Marvel movies, right? But for Thanos, I was watching a video. They said, Thanos was actually the protagonist in the movie.
Yeah. He's on the hero's arc.
Yeah, exactly. I think I'm sure we watched the same video then. They referred to what's that guy, that Campbell, the
chicken noodle soup.
Yeah, Campbell's chicken noodle soup. Essentially what you said, the whole hero's journey, the call to action, the decline to call to action, and then actually having obstacles with his new found abilities and constantly overcoming the new obstacles as he gets these abilities.
Yeah. I saw a lot of people they didn't like his motive. I'm like, that's a good enough reason as any. Like, it's happening to us right now. Our world's already overpopulated. Too many people.
His whole thing was essentially about not enough resources and finite amount of resources in the universe. Obviously you can't fucking make more resources, so what do? You fucking get rid of the other factor, the increasing population. So I see where Thanos is coming from. The entire movie was based on Thanos's point of view, right? You don't get to see any of the Avengers because we have already done the character development in each of their independent films. Granted, you haven't really had character development with fucking Doctor Strange or what have you, but
I mean,
the whole movie was based on Thanos
pretty much,
and,
I mean, even like
his background.
If we look at the Avengers side of it, I felt like it was mostly like Iron Man and like the Guardians. I didn't really like care about what was going with like Captain America on his side. It's just like because they weren't facing off with Thanos. Maybe that's why.
They met Thanos like the last 2 minutes into the movie, and they got their ass handed to them. But like, I totally lost my fucking train of thought. I feel like the main characters in those movies, right, was Tony Stark, Stephen Strange, Thanos, and Gamora.
Yeah.
Right? Because everyone else is just supporting characters.
You could throw in Star-Lord. Kind of.
Star-Lord was okay. I mean, for the most part, all he did in that movie was, no, don't go Gamora, and I'll kill you if I have to. And then when it came down to it, he chickened out, and then he was going to pull the trigger. Yeah. And then when Thanos actually kills her and finds out he kills her,
loses his shit.
Star-Lord, he loses shit, which it doesn't make sense to me.
I know.
Because he should have come to the fact that she was going to die. And
even so, like, how dangerous this guy is. It took everyone just to restrain him. You're just going to start hitting him the last second? Come on.
I give Infinity War like a 9.8 out of 10, right? Because I would have given it a 10, but in reality, no movie's a 10 out of 10 just because there's so many plot holes. Right? There's so many things that, directors could have missed, or things that the audience could have seen, but like, So one example I'm talking about is the loss of a limb. So when Dr. Stephen Strange was fighting against that, the Black Order, the big dude?
Yeah.
And he stuck his hand through Dr. Strange's portal.
Oh, yeah.
And then he closed it and his hand came off. Okay? And then, okay, that's one instance. The second instance was when the Chitauri was going through the Wakandan force field.
Yeah.
And they were reaching through and all their arms got cut off. You know, if they didn't make it through. And it's like alluding to a way that they could have defeated Thanos. Right? Mm-hmm. All they had to do was, you know, when they were holding down Thanos and they were restraining him, all Stephen Strange had to do was fucking cut off his arm.
That's true.
Cut off his arm, and that would have been that. But no, they didn't do that, right? They kind of got the hint of it. Let's pull the glove off. But why not just take the entire fucking hand? You know what I'm saying?
Or just fucking like take. You know how he had like those nano machines? He could have made like a giant sword and like went straight for his face. Yeah,
like there was just so many things that they could have done in that, you know. But I guess
you don't have a movie then.
I guess that would have been too big of a easy way out for the movie.
Yeah.
You know. But I don't know. Like overall, I thought the movie was good.
I like the way it started. Like if you watch Thor Ragnarok, the end credit scenes where it's all happy, and then it just gets mad serious.
It was. Going back to Thor Ragnarok, like they ended it, it's like, okay, Asgard is where the people is at, right? Anthony Hopkins told Thor that, you know, Asgard's not a place. It's where the Asgardians live. Next shot, they're gonna go to Earth. I feel good about this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now they see Thanos' ship. Cut 10 minutes later to Infinity War, they're all dead.
Yep.
Which is, okay, that's really fucking bleak, but I was talking to Infinity War with someone who just recently watched it, or at the time. I was like, oh, how was it? He's like, I give it a 10 out of 10. But I was really confused because why is Thor missing an eye? Why are they on a ship? Why is Thor in space? Why is Iron Man and Captain America not talking to him? I'm like, did you watch the other movies?
Come on.
Did you watch it? He's like, no, I'm not really a big Marvel fan. I'm like, yeah, but you know that Infinity War has 19 movies coming up to it.
It's the
like, you know, if you don't watch it,
of all those movies.
If you don't watch it, you're gonna be lost. So like, I guess for regular ongoing, like,
not really. You don't get certain things. You can still enjoy it, but yeah.
But like, just for like for beginning purposes and setting up like character relations, you should have watched those movies.
Yeah,
and for like the people who are like not like hardcore Marvel fans, not hardcore moviegoers, but like for the leisurely watchers, like the least you could have done was watch
Civil War.
At least watch the last few movies. All you had to do was watch. You didn't even have to watch Guardians.
No.
You could have watched Guardians 1 and that would have been fine. Because Guardians 2 was terrible. In my opinion.
I
agree.
It
was terrible. There was no point to that movie. You have to watch Doctor Strange just to know
he has the Infinity Store.
Who he is. Yeah, the Infinity Store.
Why you gotta point things out? Dude, I feel like my speech has been going downhill.
Rip. All you had to do was watch Iron Man 1, Captain America 3, Thor Ragnarok, and that was it. You've had to only watch 4 movies up until that point, right? Iron Man 1, Cap 3, Thor 3.
I guess you could say Avengers,
just to see the culmination. But like, strangely enough, there's still people who say, or going back to like Age of Ultron, they're like, oh, I have to watch Avengers 1. And I'm like, that's not how this works. You have to, there's like a whole like, someone drew out a map. Like you have to watch all these movies, then Avengers.
Yeah.
Then after Avengers, all these movies, and then Avengers 2.
Yeah.
Like they're still not, realized. Because like I was talking to Shirley, she's like, I really want to watch Captain America 1, 2, and 3. I'm like, but to get Infinity War, I'm like, you don't have to watch that.
No.
I guess for, the moviegoer who does not exactly sure and, wants to see the character development, yeah, you could watch it.
I mean,
but for the most part, you don't have to watch 19 other movies.
You don't have to, but if you do, you'll get all the little things, like who Red Skull is. Like, no one's going to know unless you watch Captain America 1.
Yeah. There's definitely, like, I'm sure for the person I was talking to before, he's like, who's that? And it's like, well, you would have known if you watched Cap 1, but you're not, a diehard. You don't even have to be diehard. You just just have to be caught up in the last 19 movies. You don't even have to watch Ant-Man.
No.
But
I mean, maybe for the next one, but
the next one, I'm sure they're gonna have to bring Ant-Man.
he's in there for sure.
And the Wasp. I can't remember her fucking name, but I mean,
do you like how they changed Thanos, like from Guardians, where he's kind of like they changed his look, they changed the way he talks. Do you even remember?
Was Guardians more? It was more menacing, right?
Yeah, it was more like to the comic books. He looks way more human.
In Avengers, Infinity War, yeah.
And I like that.
It was definitely like an ongoing process, but when they did it in Guardians of the Galaxy, he sounded more like a Titan and someone that was more above normal person, But when it came down to Infinity War, he just sounded like a normal person. Yeah. Which, I mean, I guess, maybe it was a choice in Guardians to portray him as like this ultimate like badass that you don't know who he is. He sounds like he sounds like a total badass.
He's like sitting on his chair above everyone.
Yeah, maybe they were playing it up, and then when it came down to Infinity War, like, no, we're gonna make him sound like a normal person.
I guess to make him more relatable.
Especially since he's the hero, like quote unquote, he's the hero. He's the protagonist of Infinity War. So I guess you have to make him sound more.
They made him look more like Josh Brolin. They made him look cute, basically. That's what it comes down to.
Essentially. Yeah. But
I really like that scene when they were at
which one?
The collector's place. And then it's just how everything fades away.
Reality.
Yeah, when they get.
Yeah, there was a lot of. I like how they didn't show him getting all the Infinity Stones.
Yeah. Like, Xandar got fucked up.
We don't care about Xandar because that's not where the Guardians are at. We don't care about the Collector. So I guess it was a way to, speed it up. I would have, Guardians was, no. Infinity War is 2.5 hours long, more or less. But I didn't care if they put Xandar in there and put the Collector stuff in there. But it was a choice, but... because at the end of the day, when the movie credits rolled, I'm like, I wish, the movie was longer. And then next thing you know, 2.5 hours of your fucking life is over. But I wouldn't have minded. There are some movies that go on and on and on.
Definitely.
Like Avatar. Avatar is a 2.5 hour movie. I'm like, oh, okay, this movie's kind of dragging on, right? There's a lot of slow points in it. Infinity War also had kind of slow points with like Vision and Wanda.
That's the only thing, for me at least.
You have to have highs to have lows in movies, right? But I think the highs are so fucking high. I could have afforded a few more lows in Infinity War, if you get what I'm saying. Right? You want to see how badass, the Chitauri is, what the Black Order is. But I mean, I guess we kind of got it in the Battle in Wakanda, but my opinion, I still would have loved to seen, them ransacking Xandar, or them at least starting to ransack Xandar, right? In the beginning, or maybe a flashback or something, or maybe they're gonna do in Volume 3.
Yeah, I heard they're gonna do that in Volume 3, or just revisit it.
But yeah, I think just going back to plots in Infinity War, I fucking loved that Thanos handed Bruce Banner his fucking green ass.
Yeah.
Or the Hulk's green ass. He didn't need to fucking use the Power Stone. He went full on fist fighting with fucking Hulk. And for the rest of the movie,
that really set
Hulk didn't want to fucking come out.
That really set the tone.
Yeah, because at that point, nobody could contend with the Hulk unless you were that fucking wolf thing in Thor Ragnarok that pierced his skin. But up until that point, you think Thor's a fucking god. Fast forward 10 minutes later, Thor's getting his ass handed to him in a fucking fist fight. No, Hulk is getting his ass handed to him in a fucking fist fight. I love how they played out, how powerful Thanos is even without the Infinity Stones.
But here's the thing. Apparently, I was watching an interview. Hulk doesn't come out afterwards because he's like scared. Apparently, it's like some internal struggle with Bruce Banner. Like, "Oh, you always asking me to come out when you need me to fight." That's the internal struggle that's going on. Not that he got defeated by Thanos.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I just assume it was the
and that's how I
Hulk
thought
hasn't.
too. 'Cause that's what it like felt like.
I was under the assumption that Hulk has never lost before,
Yeah.
right? Now he gets his ass handed to him. He gets fucking beaten down. So now he just doesn't want to come out. But I get what you're saying.
And also when Thor throws his axe and it hits his chest, that was like an ego
Yeah.
move, because he wanted to see
Yeah.
Thanos pay for, you know. But then obviously, just
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what
Yeah.
you're saying. Yeah. But I don't know. Like, we've gone through the character development of Thor, right? He's not this cocky ass, prince anymore. He's essentially king of Asgard, right? At this point now. But I feel like there shouldn't have been room for ego for Thor. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, especially since he went through that in like the first movie.
Thor is the only person. Thor, along with Doctor Strange, is the only two people that know what the Infinity Stones are capable of.
Yeah,
So at that point, you shouldn't be fucking around with throwing your axe not at his head or not at his hand. You know what I'm saying? At least cut off his hand first so he doesn't fucking, snap his fingers. Why toy with him when he still has like ultimate weapon in the galaxy?
yeah. I guess it's like a small plot hole, but that's how you get part 2.
I guess.
All right.
But
I mean, I think we should wrap this part of it up. How do you think they're gonna come back? Because obviously, like Gamora and all the people that got like wasted, they're coming back.
Okay, so this brings up another point. Do you think that they're gonna bring back Gamora and Loki, or they're only gonna bring back the people post snap? Because there's deaths pre-snap and post-snap, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Thinking Loki's not coming back, and also Vision probably might not come back.
Paul Bettany, why?
It's because the way they died. Like, think about all the people who died with the snap. They just faded away. I read this theory that they're now inside of the Soul Stone.
Yeah, because the Soul Stone has like a pocket universe inside of it.
And Gamora was the first one to be sacrificed for the Soul Stone. When,
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
I know in the comic books that the Soul Stone has a pocket universe inside of it. So, if I'm pretty sure they obviously they didn't die. They died from the reality, but I'm pretty sure they materialized inside the Soul Stone. So they're not actually dead. But the one who's, the argument could be Gamora's in the Soul Stone because she was sacrificed to the Soul Stone. But I feel like Loki's definitely fucking dead.
Definitely.
But I was also reading that Tony, because someone's gonna die, right? Their contracts are all up. All the Phase 1 Avengers contracts are all up. So I was reading something saying that this goes back to Age of Ultron, where Tony gets the vision that everyone's dead besides him.
Captain Shield's broken.
Yeah, so there was a theory that's going on that says in the next Infinity War that Tony gets the gauntlet, right? And then for him to use the Soul Stone, he has to sacrifice somebody.
Yeah.
Word on the street is that he's going to sacrifice Cap, so he's going to, maybe use the Infinity Gauntlet. Maybe maybe he uses, the snap to bring everybody back prior to Thanos getting it. But who knows? It's all speculation until we actually see it. So I guess that wraps our review in Infinity War. So I gave it a 9.8, or
whatever.
Realistically, yeah. What would you give it on a scale of 1 to 10?
In the 9, high 8s.
In the 9, yeah, definitely in the 9. So what's the next thing you want to talk about?
I don't know. What's up with you? What's been going on?
Really, just wanting to fucking start this. Okay, I need something else to do. That's essentially what it comes down to, because the 9 to 5, like I said before, 9 to 5, walking the dog, eating dinner, breathing, living, and then by the end of the day, it's already fucking time to repeat the day. You know what I'm saying? So starting this podcast, I guess, is the next best thing on top of streaming on Twitch, which
I mean,
and
you don't do that as
I don't even do it regularly anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nah, I feel it. That's kind of like me. Like I go to work, I hit the gym, and then there's not much else to do.
Speaking of the gym, I have my apartment has a gym, and I've been living in this apartment for 7 months now. Time fucking flies. I have not stepped foot into that gym. I have not stepped foot into that gym, and it's just like so. I'm just thinking. Whenever I think about it, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Does Shirley ever go to the gym?
No. But
I only asked because last
like...
time I went to your place, you had a giant bag of protein.
Oh yeah, that was mine. I fucking bought. This was that bag of protein that's been sitting collecting dust. Is like a year old by now.
Have you used it at all? Even like just to mix it in with something?
No, it's still unopened.
Dude.
I bought C4 and which I shouldn't even use anymore at this point. I bought C4 and I bought the big bag of whey. I gave away the C4 to Shirley's brother because he goes to the gym. Yeah, give it to someone who uses it. But I definitely want to go back to the gym.
I mean, here's the thing about the gym. There's people like you who just go like a little bit, take a break, probably don't go for a couple months. If you do that, it's fine. It's whatever. But then there's people like me. And I enjoy going to the gym and watching myself improve. That's why I go like every week, like 5 times a day.
Well, yeah. The thing I like about the gym is that it's long-term investment, but you see the small changes.
Yeah, definitely.
When I went to the gym, I can't even remember the last time I went to the gym, to be honest with you. It was probably last year.
Was it UMass?
It was probably at the UMass gym, or when I was going to this local gym over in Medford Crunch.
Peter's gym.
Yeah, Peter's gym. Peter's our friend who's a fucking health gym nut. He's I guess he's starting off as a freelance trainer now. Maybe because it makes more money. Who knows? But speaking of Peter, did you see his photo?
Which one?
His transition from 6 years ago to now. And I'm probably not gonna ever say this to him, but like for me, I'm like, that's so fucking like, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
Props to him. And when I looked at it, the first thought that went to my head is like, fuck, I should go to the gym. That was like last week.
Okay. No, it is a good photo. I mean, I like Fat Peter. My reason, like when I saw that, I kind of cringed because I'm thinking, what made him want to do that? Was it for himself? Or was it like outside pressures of not feeling loved and whatever? Dude, I always think that. Like when I first started the gym, real talk, it was mostly like because I grew up watching like Dragon Ball Z. I was obsessed with strength.
Yeah.
But also, I was really fat and people made fun of me.
Oh, rip, Jesus.
So yeah, that's how it started. But I mean, once I started going to it and getting really strong, I didn't really care about that. I just wanted to keep getting stronger.
Yeah. I definitely feel like I want to go to the gym to get strong because I'm a fucking, for people who don't know me, I'm a fucking stick. Like you could see my ribs. And for some reason, it's hard. I don't know if I've ever told you this, but David, I don't know if I've ever told you this, but I had surgery, right? When I was like, this cut. Was going back to like 2000. The cut on my stomach. It's for my small intestine. Now, whoever's the biology major can quote me or whatever, doctors or whatever, who the fuck ever is listening. If I'm not mistaken, the small intestine, I don't know if you know this, small intestine absorbs nutrients, right?
Yeah.
I have sections of my small intestine that's missing. So I don't gain nutrients, which is why I don't gain weight.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. And I obviously, if I drink the protein or whatever, I don't think I'm absorbing the amount that a normal person would if they were also on whey. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, for the time that I went to the gym, I obviously saw the marginal improvement, like the 1% of like muscle gain. I saw it because I'm fucking skin and bone.
I mean, that could be true, but it just means you have to work that much harder. Because you definitely did improve. Like when we were both going, like honestly, you were squatting like 30 pounds less than me. Like that's how close we were.
My peak squat, I believe, was 175.
Yeah.
175. And
then I was struggling with 185 for like 5 when you were doing that. So.
Yeah, and then after that, I kind of took a break from the gym, stopped going regularly, and then I started going back to the gym, right? Because I stopped going to UMass, I went to the local gym. I was still pumping out 175, and then I'm like, you know what? I ain't no bitch. Let me put on 225. Nope.
Reasonable increase.
Yeah, reasonable increase, but my lower. I'm sure you've already seen this. My lower body strength is definitely higher than my upper body. I can make big improvements on lower body strength, my legs, my squats.
The speed
more so
at which you learned how to properly squat was really fast and really good. Like you were squatting better than me at that time.
Because I'm not trying to break my back.
I mean, even then, like it's hard to learn the form. I think that's the hardest part. Like I tried to keep it light, try to learn it, but it was such a struggle for the longest time.
I think for me, it's also because it's not a hit on you or your size or anything, but because I'm, more smaller, I'm able to make the small increases, the small changes in posture, if you get what I'm saying. So it was definitely easier for me to, learn the form, keep the back straight. For me, I do ass to grass.
Yeah.
I know you don't do ass to grass.
No, like really ass to grass. I go
Asian squat.
I go low, like low enough, even like below like parallel, but I don't go as low as you. Yeah,
my ass essentially is on level with my ankles.
Yeah.
Which is really low. I don't know if that's a good thing.
It's not a bad thing.
Not a bad thing, but it's not necessarily. What is it?
In terms of
Yeah,
if you want to squat more, you should just aim for parallel because you're just making it harder for yourself.
Yeah. But
if
at this point, I don't even know how much I could squat now.
Yeah.
I'd probably have to start off from the basics again.
Probably still get a plate.
Oh, plate's no problem. Plate, like I would start off as a plate. I think even then I started off with a plate. And then marginally increased to 175. But
I don't know.
In terms of
like, how does it feel for you when you actually squat? Because this is the part where I struggled with. Like, I would always, for the longest time, the weight, I could feel the pressure on my knees, and then my knees would start to hurt, and then I couldn't squat.
The pressure was never on my knees. I think it was. I don't even know because it's been so long, but. Honestly, I won't even be able to tell you until I go back to the gym.
Like the way I've learned how to properly squat is you kind of have to open up your taint and then squat through your hips, like push through your heels, but then control it through your hips.
Yeah, I do that. Yeah. But I've never felt any pressure on my knees.
Yeah. The way I used to do it, like my knees would hurt after like 3 or 4 squat sessions.
Yeah. I mean, I think for me, I could constantly squat 50% more than I could bench.
That's where you struggle.
My bench is fucking terrible. I think I peaked at 100 pounds for a bench.
Yeah.
And this is where this is where I beat myself up at. When we have another friend, his name's Alex. Okay? He's a stick like me. His squats are not as good as mine, but his bench has improved a lot. Have you seen his benches?
Not recently.
On Instagram?
Oh, it's on Instagram?
Or Snapchat or whatever. I think he's benching a plate now.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. But it's just like, Jesus Christ, how long has he been going to the gym for? I have no self-discipline in going to the gym regularly. Maybe after this podcast, I should fucking go down to the gym.
Sign up.
But I don't even have to sign up. I can just walk in.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
As long, but my gym doesn't have a squat
I'm sure
rack
it
or
has
anything.
like
It has
treadmills and stuff like that.
it has the treadmills, it has the pull downs,
Right.
it has the
That's
cables.
something.
Yeah. But just seeing other people increase their bench, meanwhile, you know, fuck, my benches are fucking horrendous.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I don't think you got the form down 100% yet. It's definitely
it was by
it's
far.
hard to learn, but
Yeah.
I-
It's kind of crazy that they say that deadlift is the hardest
it
thing.
is the hardest thing.
But for me, benching is the hardest thing. Now I know that my deadlift form is not where it should have been, but I think for the most part it was fine.
Yeah.
We have another friend. His name is
Billy.
Billy. He's I want to classify him as a gym rat too. Not really. Benchmark, like bare minimum, gym rat. Obviously, I think he can bench like a plate plus whatever. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt that he can bench like maybe 155.
I think no. Last time I spoke to him, I think he's around the 200 mark.
Oh, 200. Okay, even better. But at the time when we were doing deadlifts, I could deadlift more than he could.
That's probably still true.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you know how much he squats too?
I think it's more than 2 plates.
More than 2 plate
Yeah.
squat?
He doesn't have like a belt or
rip, see.
anything, and he still has that back pain. So
Oh, well. I don't. Yeah, fuck. Well, it's just a pain in the ass to see that, like, when I used to be better at something than someone else, and I stopped progressing, and now they're mountains ahead of me, which should be motivation for me to go back to the gym.
yeah,
And I'll, if people tell me, if people ask me, why don't you go back to the gym? And I'll just default to like, I don't have time. I'm tired. This is what I do. But more or less, I could make time. Instead of sitting at home playing fucking Fortnite, PUBG, and streaming, I could be doing something better with my life.
yeah.
Better being improving my fucking physical body.
I mean, it all comes down to, do you really want to do it though?
I think it'd be better for me. I honestly do think it would be better for me. Just I'm pretty sure, because I've never obviously been there, but to have a peak physical body, I'm sure you feel healthy, because physical is, I guess,
it's kind of like this balance of after like a good workout, you feel incredible. Like you feel like you're the power inside of your muscles. But
exactly
on the other side, if you do it as long as I have been, you feel the little tweaks, the little creaks, the small pains inside your joints and muscles.
Yeah. But definitely physical has a correlation to mental health.
No, definitely.
If I'm sure if
there
I worked
are
out
days
enough,
like mentally I've woken up, I felt like shit. But then like after an hour or two at the gym, I just come back, I feel great.
Yeah, from when I went to the gym afterwards, drinking the protein, I felt fucking great. Right? Then you go to sleep, then you feel all the fucking pains. But overall, in my short term of going to the gym, it was a great experience. I think it's, for me, more, I haven't developed it as a solo thing yet. If you get what I'm saying. You know how like when you play video games, it's not as fun as when you play with other people. It also applies to the gym for me. Like, I think me going to the gym is more of a social aspect on top of gaining muscle, as opposed to me thinking of it as a way to better myself as a solo act. If you get what I'm saying.
Totally get what you're saying. It's not like that for me. That's why I can go by myself, tune everyone out, and just do the work.
Yeah, I've gone to the gym by myself. I've gone with Shirley's brother, and we all do our different things. So I'm at the squat rack by myself and all that stuff. But And it's for me, I feel like it's pretty fucking lonely. It's pretty fucking lonely. So maybe I have to get over that mountain of just learning or associating going to the gym by myself as a way to better myself rather than, oh, this fucking sucks because I don't have someone else to lift.
I get what you're saying, but like you gotta have that killer instinct when you're at the gym. I'm perfectly fine being by myself. I don't even want people to talk to me. When people come and ask me for a lift, like half the time I say no. Just leave me alone. Let me do my workout. I just blast music. I'm like so focused on getting everything right.
Speaking of blasting music, I don't know if this is me just being a fucking loser.
Probably.
Okay. It probably is. It probably is. For me, when I do my fucking squats, I play the One Punch Man theme song. And I feel like a fucking god.
I'll say this. I recorded the One Punch Man theme song and I uploaded it to YouTube and I listen to that when I lift.
It's just the vocals and just the beat of the music just make you feel like you're a god and you can, be as good as Saitama himself.
Yeah, I mean, if you break down that song, it's really good.
Nice,
yeah. Like heavy metal kind of thing.
Maybe I should go to the gym after this.
Yeah, you should eat.
That's
you should ease back into it, though.
Yeah. I should definitely run on the treadmill as well. I used to be able to run like 2 miles every time I went to the gym, but I'm pretty sure like now I barely make it down the fucking block without being tired.
What's cardio? I haven't done cardio. God.
I heard cardio. I watched a video that's saying like active running is not all that good for you.
Maybe like doing like 10 minutes then. What's active running? Like
maybe
running for like 30 minutes plus hours.
Or like people running like the 2 miles a day before they head to work, or like the people running outside of their neighborhood.
Yeah.
I it was just like the headline of the video, but like essentially it's like it doesn't do that much for you.
No, it doesn't really. Like once your body gets used to it, like you're not burning that many calories.
Yeah, I mean, it wakes you up in the in the day because you're working out your body, but in terms of like marginal increase, I don't think it really does anything for you. So, you're better off doing like lifting weights and stuff. Granted, lifting weights isn't for everybody.
Yeah, it should be.
In terms of running, I don't, and I'm not one to talk because I don't fucking run, but from the video, it sounded like it doesn't do much for you at all.
You can lose weight running for sure, but it's
definitely.
Like a great start, but then as you keep doing it, like the more miles you run, it doesn't make a difference. For all the fatties, for all you fatties out there listening to this podcast, lift weights. That's the best thing you can do. And stop throwing that donut in your mouth. Just eat healthier, lift weights. It's the best thing you can do.
Here for the fat people, it's better to, and you can tell me if I'm wrong on this, it's better to lift weights because you can turn that fat into muscle.
Yeah.
Rather than completely burn it off.
You build a good foundation for yourself. And if you do want to burn that extra calories, hit the weights first, then do cardio. That's like the best combination you can do.
Yeah.
That's what Peter does. He hits the weights first, and then he does like Stairmaster, and he burns like 500 calories of that.
Yeah, I've worked out with Peter, and he definitely does. He runs like 5 miles on the fucking treadmill, and I'm like, I can't do this. But definitely for all the, I guess, for the fat people or overweight people or people who want to
improve themselves.
But also here's another thing. Lifting weights is not as strenuous on your body than it is running. Right?
What do you mean?
Well, this is
like
what I mean.
Fatigue-wise?
You're running. Fatigue-wise, running, you're going to be out of breath. Right? Yeah. But you're not going to be out of breath, using dumbbells.
No.
You might lose arm strength, but you don't feel like shit and sweaty.
You feel your muscles getting tired, but you don't feel out of breath. No, you shouldn't.
I feel you shouldn't. But at the end of the day, I feel like if you want to make like marginal changes or big changes, improvements on life, running, I'll think of it like this in a positive way. If you have fat in your body, that's resources for your body to turn it into muscle more easily than, instead of, like I said before, than you kind of wasting that resource and burning it away for nothing. Granted, the trade-off is better cardio, better health, but why not? It's kind of like two birds with one stone. Turn that, that fat into muscle, and then you can work on cardio on the side.
And then it all comes down to dieting. Like, you can do all the work you want, but if you're eating really badly, it's not going to make a difference.
Yeah. I think that was a good gym talk.
Yeah.
I'm kind of motivated to go back to the gym. Maybe.
I mean,
5%
if
more.
we ever get a guest, we should revisit that topic.
Oh, definitely. Who do you think our next guest should be?
I really want to get Billy.
I feel like Billy would be a good one. I feel like in a podcast, you could always have like the funny person.
Yeah. This guy is hilarious.
The podcast well, for me, he's hilariously like, I can rip on him really easily over the most dumbest things.
And he's a good sport about it.
He's a good sport. He doesn't get salty. He doesn't like excommunicate me. But, I feel like having him on. Just a bit about this. He doesn't look any bigger, does he?
I haven't seen him in months, so I don't know what he's been up to. I think
in my mind, he can pump. He can go to the gym as much as he wants. But didn't he plateau?
Yeah, he plateaued. He still goes. He might have made small improvements, but I don't know where he's really at. I can't imagine it being anything too amazing.
Yeah.
Should definitely get some females on here.
I don't know any females though. Yeah, we could get Daphne. We can get Daphne. We can get Billy. Maybe we can get them on the same podcast together. Who knows? For those people, it's an inside thing where Daphne just hates Billy's guts. It's another topic for another time for another podcast episode. Yeah. But just know that Daphne will take a Chinese butcher knife and castrate Billy the first time she gets.
Yep.
At the first chance she gets. But it's hilarious, and we like to egg them on.
Do you have like a closing sentence or statement?
Closing statement. Okay. Here's something I want to talk. Futurism. It can be like a brief 5-minute thing. The future of anything. Right? So what do you predict in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? Okay, a thing I've been thinking about is the future of AI.
Yeah.
Which is fucking, we hit Infinity War, we've hit the gym, now we're going on to futurism.
Yeah. Things that probably actually matter.
Do you believe that we're going to hit singularity?
As in?
Singularity being when machines, AI, become conscious. Do you think we're going to experience Terminator?
Maybe not Terminator levels, but yeah, I think we're headed towards that direction.
Because right now there's, fucking sex, but I literally saw a video maybe an hour ago. It's an AI with a sex drive. Yeah. I don't know if we're gonna hit the definitely AI is making an improvement, but to the point where it becomes conscious and stuff like that. I don't know if we will ever see a war on machines like Terminator.
It's definitely scary though, because when you hear like guys like Elon Musk and Bill Gates like worry about this, like it's not something like to take lightly. Like people get these scientists, like I know they're trying to make advancements, but you got to be careful.
Yeah, like the thing about AI is that it's almost instantaneously, right? Machine AI is calculating. It can make a decision. Well, hypothetically, it can make a decision, in like a fraction of a second, right? Hence why some people play League of Legends against AI, play chess against AI. And I'm pretty sure a long time ago, there's an AI that nobody could beat at chess.
Yeah.
Because it's just so calculated.
Dude, there was an AI that even in Dota too, that the pro.
Yeah. Not League of Legends, it was Dota. Yeah, they couldn't even beat that, because it was reading. I believe it was fed algorithm of how players played.
It was learning as they played.
It was learning as it was going. Yeah, exactly. There was another fucking article headline or something that somebody was making a virtual jail cell for AI, and just in case that happened, right? And I'm just thinking, well, just like a person can break out of jail, can't an AI also break out of that virtual jail?
Yeah.
That
and it's like kind of in its own realm. I feel like it'd be easier.
Exactly. Like if an AI is so much better at calculating information, just processing information more than humans, why does anyone think? Obviously, I read the headline, so I didn't read the fucking full description. But why would anyone think that a virtual jail cell can stop an AI that, yeah, why? How could it keep it confined to that one virtual jail cell without the AI thinking, at that point when it becomes conscious, wouldn't he be able to break the code himself out of that jail cell?
Probably get to a point that it could. I mean, how far down the line do you think?
I think within the next 50 years.
I agree.
Within the next few years. Well, if you think about it, the advancement in technology is just so... If you go back 100 years from now, they already have cars. We like to think that, cars are this new invention or whatever, right? The last 100 years, right? But prior to that 100 years, people were still using horses, carriages, horses from, let's go to 1910 all the way back to whenever they, fucking people decided to say, let's get on that horse, right? That was 2,000 years ago after, Jesus. But even before then, I'm sure people were using horses. But in the last 100 years, we've developed cars that now, run better on
they
gasoline.
Started off like those tiny little, like on bicycle wheels car with like 12 horsepower.
Yeah, exactly.
And now we're at a place where cars can drive themselves. Yeah.
Well, a fucking Google car can kill somebody here and again.
I mean, that's something that I actually worry about. Is like, what, in 10 years they'll probably like perfect that, and then they'll slowly start taking drivers off the road. And it's
not unfamiliar
driving my car.
It's not far-fetched that AI would reach a point within the next 50 years that becomes conscious, or we make such a big, I cut it down, maybe not even 50 years.
I was thinking
maybe even 25, 30 years. Yeah, because at that, and maybe in 50 years, maybe fucking half of us will be AI and we won't even know.
I don't know about that. I mean, they still got to figure out a way for the energy crisis. Like, oil's running out. What, isn't it supposed to run out by like 2050 or something? That's what they were predicting.
Oh, I have no idea.
Then
I have no idea.
You're stuck with like coal for a while, and then like solar, natural energy.
Maybe by the time we run out of oil, we'll go into solar energy, because the sun ain't gonna burn out anytime soon. But everything's just so like commercialized and all about profit. Yeah. Right. Fuck the environment. If it's profitable, let's kill the ozone. Let's burn more. Let's put more carbon dioxide into the fucking atmosphere.
Yeah. Fuck the ozone. Let me get a new yacht. That's how those CEOs think.
All right, I think that was a good talk about AI.
You don't have to end it like that.
Know.
You should work on your transitions. Speaking of whatever. Filthy CEOs.
But let's talk about Elon Musk for a minute here. But I don't know. I think AI is going to be more of a benefit than a Terminator future. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna have a dystopian society. And you know what? Even if we have a dystopian society where, we have fucking computers trying to kill us, just fucking get off the planet.
Go to Mars.
Get off the planet. Yeah, go to Mars. I feel, aside, when do you think we're going to go to Mars?
Isn't it pretty soon? Aren't they already planning trips to colonize Mars?
I know that there's a one-way trip to Mars.
It's like
but in terms of actually living on that planet, I want to say it's maybe 100 years from now. Won't be in our lifetime.
I wouldn't even want to live on Mars. The gravity is like what? 4/10 the gravity that we have here.
Is it really?
It's way less.
It's because I know you do the whole floaty thing, right? As seen on Matt Damon's The Martian, but is it that marginally different? What does gravity matter to you that much that you wouldn't want to live on Mars?
I mean, yeah. Think about like how weak your muscles get. You're not meant to live on Mars. I know like what's the next closest planet?
After Mars?
Yeah, whatever. It's the planet that's closer to the sun than we are.
Venus.
I think Venus has 0.9 times the gravity that we have here.
Yeah, but Venus isn't even in the Goldilocks zone, so we couldn't even live in that area.
Yeah, there's no like hard surfaces. So you'd literally have to like float on something. But, I'm just saying.
I mean, hopefully, if we ever do reach that AI point of singularity, we'll at least we can escape to a fucking planet.
Send them to the moon. It'd be easier for them.
Send them to the moon. Or, we could all revert back to the dark ages and use torches and horses and stuff and completely get rid of AI completely.
Or, nuclear holocaust.
Let's not even. Nuclear holocaust, we'd end up with like a fucking Mad Max.
Yeah, Fallout.
I would love Mad Max though. A Mad Max-esque world.
For like a day, right?
For like a day, yeah. Just go to like where they film Mad Max. Fucking either go to Australia, go to Africa, and live like that for a day and see how that works out. But I wouldn't want to live in a nuclear holocaust world.
Oh God, no.
Definitely not.
I was like looking into like those bunkers that they built.
Yeah.
Like I would like to go visit something like that. It gives you like that kind of creepy feeling of like entering.
Wait, you mean like the Fallout shelters?
Like Fallout shelters they built, like in like Russia or whatever. That was never used, obviously. They just abandoned it. I saw like videos on it. It's so creepy. But it'd be cool to like check out.
Do you know that Hong Kong is so overly populated that people live in fallout shelters? The underground bunkers, they live in there.
Yikes.
I believe an estimated 1 million people live in the underground bunkers. Maybe not 1 million, but it's a high population because Hong Kong is essentially an island, right? But, for some reason their population constantly increases and all that stuff.
Didn't they have that
but
you can only have one child rule?
I don't know if that applies to Hong Kong. That's China. But I believe it applies to Hong Kong as well. But there are people who pay a fortune for like a bedroom and a shared bathroom in a bunker, which is fucking crazy. I wouldn't know how anyone would live in a bunker, but don't you have work in life?
Yeah, I do.
So let's end this now. Let's end this now. So whoever's listening,
give your final thoughts.
If anyone's listening,
just go for it.
Okay, for anyone that's listening, thanks for listening. You can shoot me an email, or I think I have a fucking email set up. I got a thebreatheeasypodcast@gmail.com if anyone has any questions, comments. I've been Jeremy. This has been my co-host David.
Yep.
Oh shit. This has been my co-host David. So yeah, thanks for listening, and hopefully we make this a regular thing. Hopefully our form of podcasting increases as we
Yeah,
constantly.
hopefully we improve. Hopefully my voice doesn't
you say-
crack every single time I say something.
We're gonna get more professional with this. This was definitely an impromptu. I was playing Fortnite, and we're like, okay, let's play. Let's podcast. So there hasn't been no form. I was reading off my notebook, but this was a very impromptu, unedited podcast. I don't even know if I'm gonna edit this.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
I
put the
can
two
say
things
we
together.
learned some things. We're improving as people.
I definitely feel like from this 1 hour of podcasting, we've gotten already comfortable talking.
We only agreed to 30 minutes.
And now we're at an hour.
We're already fucked up.
Yeah. But maybe it'll be better as an hour. But yeah, I think we're gonna end the podcast here. You should go to work because you live right across the street, but you know
still
you have 7 minutes to
get
get in.
Yeah.
You gotta get dressed and all that stuff. So anyway, for anyone who's listening, shoot me an email. Shoot us an email. And questions, comments, or whatever. And we're signing off now.
Bye.
Bye.